Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hardline. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Bellator MMA Light Heavyweight World Grand Prix. I've been getting a load of people talking about this on socials, so I wanted to touch on this a little bit because it's a fun tournament format. The press conference was like watching an old Pride event with a bunch of like well-known faces that are kind of maybe towards the end of their career, but you know it's fun, it's interesting, and there's some good storylines in it. A lot of crossover between people that have faced each other before, and you know, old nemesis on the other sides of other side of the tournament bracket and stuff. So I'm just going to run through it quickly. I will do war rooms on this because I'm intrigued by some of these fights. So April 9th, you've got Bader taking on Machida in a rematch, and the first one was 2012. So you're looking a long time ago there. Who was that? Was that Machida by decision? I think it might have been. Oh no, Machida stopped him, of course, like 90 seconds in. So that's obviously a good one. And Bader's always has struggled with guys that are dead set on knocking him out and have all the skills to do it. It's also interesting, obviously, Anthony Johnson's on the other side of the card as well, and that's another person that's got a win over Bader. And Nemkov's on the other side of the card, who's also got a win over Bader by stoppage. So, you know, there's a lot of fear in this Grand Prix for Bader, and although he's the heavyweight champ coming in, there's a lot of overcoming to do in this for him, which is one of the reasons why I find this one quite interesting. Okay, so Bader Machida's a rematch. Then you've got Corey Anderson coming off that win over Melvin Manhoff, where he just looked great. Good striking, aggressive, good grappling, drown him on the ground, good ground and pound. He's taking on Yagshimuradov, who is, I'm trying to get the name right, Yagshimuradov, a new fighter to Bellator. He's coming from ACA. He's the ACA lightweight champion. He's on like a 7 or 8 fight win streak. Reminds me a lot of Timur Valiev, the way he moves around the fence and he likes to counter strike. He's relatively small for the weight class. He doesn't cut a lot of weight, but you can see that benefits him in his speed and his footwork. This is going to be a kind of perfect fight for both of these because Corey likes to pressure forward. Yagshimuradov likes to back up and counter. He does have good wrestling. You know, he will counter your pressure with wrestling and try and take you back against the fence. So that might be an interesting one. We might see a new face in the light heavyweight division on the MMA scene there. So that's April 9th. On the other side, April 16th, we've got Vadim Nemkov taking on Phil Davis again. So the first time they faced off, Nemkov was able to beat Davis. And since then, Davis has been on a 3-fight win streak. That's interesting. And then we've got Anthony Johnson taking on Yoel Romero, which is fascinating. So obviously Romero's middleweight usually. Anthony Johnson back in the day used to fight at welterweight and has been up to heavyweight and back since. Johnson's got a win over Bader. Nemkov's got a win over Bader. Machida's got a win over Bader. There's a lot of storylines going on there. Bader and Davis obviously have got history as well. Let me have a quick look at that. What we got? Yeah, split decision loss for Phil Davis to Bader. So, you know, there's people that Bader's got a win over. There's people that have got a win over Bader. There's a lot of tension in this tournament for him. Anderson coming in with a lot to prove, having decided to step away from the octagon and step into Bellator. He's got a tough opponent in front of him and a relative unknown as well. As far as like, you know, the international scene goes, I mean, there aren't many big names on his record. Not many people you would recognize. Joachim Christensen, I think, is the only one that stuck out to me. And then, you know, Nemkov is, you know, probably the least experienced and you know, certainly the newest face on this scene, but he's looked fantastic, and he put the fear of God in Bader and was able to stop him with a head kick and a whole flurry of punches. So obviously he's coming in as the defending champion with the belt, but in a tournament with a load of veterans, a load of big names, and a lot of people that he could make a big name for himself off of. So I'm excited for this one. Anyway, I'll do a war room on these. But any more of these questions for Hardline, send them over, tweet them at me, ask the Raptors, whatever, and I'll get the message through and I'll start doing a few more of these. All right, catch you next time.